Oh, well, all right. Well, I think we are live. Good evening, everyone. It is Lisa Torres here with the Prosperity Team Hangout. This is a hangout that we do every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're excited to do these hangouts with our team and for our team because it allows us to really lift up the people that are on our team that are creating results and creating certain lifestyles in their business. And you know, if this is your first time here watching the Prosperity Team Hangout, welcome. If this is your 10th, millionth time, whatever, welcome. Either way, we welcome everybody to the Hangout tonight. Our Hangouts are usually training hangouts, right? We're usually trying to teach people something, whether you're using our system, which is the Empower Network system that we use to create a lifestyle of freedom and to learn internet marketing and all those good things. But tonight is going to be something a little bit different. Tonight is going to be a success story night. And I wanted to pull this gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you in a second because, he struggled for a really long time trying to build his business online. And then finally, as soon as he started using our system is when he had a breakthrough, okay? And so that's what he's going to share with you tonight. I love to hear breakthrough stories, especially because, these are like just average people getting real results. And that's what we love because everybody here is just average people, right? I mean, if you cut my hand right here, right, guess what? I'm going to bleed red blood just like you. Okay, just like you. I put on my pants the exact same way as you. I put on my shirt the exact same way as you. I breathe the same air as you. So, we're not different. We are not different. The only thing that separates the people who are successful in business and the people that are not successful in business are those that take action. Those that follow instructions, those that actually, process the information that they're getting, the training that they're getting, and actually implement it. And if they don't understand the training, they're going to watch the training over and over and over again until they get that aha moment. Okay? So that's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what separates the people from getting results and not getting results. And so when people do get results, we want to lift them up. And that's why we have this platform here that we do every night, every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. It's called the Prosperity Hangout. And so tonight I want to introduce you to a gentleman. His name is Ashton. He is from England. And right now he actually lives in Valencia, Spain, because of Empower Network, the system that we use that allowed him to actually transition and move his family from England to Spain. He is a father of two. He's got a little boy just 2 years old and a little girl just 1 year old. And he's living with his family in, like I said, Spain right now. And he recently had a breakthrough that he's going to share with you guys. And I want you guys to pay very, very close attention to the information that he's going to share with you, okay? Because what we want for you is for you to have your breakthroughs too. We want you to be on this hangout with us on a Wednesday night, okay? So how do you get on a hangout with me? How do you actually sit here and get on a hangout with me? Right, for the team. How do you do that? Because I know that there's a lot of people that come to me and they're like, I want to be on the hangout. I want to be on the hangout. But only certain people could be on this hangout. So let me break that down for you so that you can have something to aim for, because we want to put you on this platform so that you can actually share your story too. Okay, so that we can share your story as a team. Right now, everybody who is on our team, on the Prosperity Team inside of the Empower Network, everyone is pretty much promoting this tonight. So there's probably hundreds or maybe thousands of people watching this and promoting this. I know I've seen the feeds on Facebook and everybody was promoting the event and sending it to their list and getting excited about it because That's what we do. So getting back to the people that actually email me, the criteria to get on a hangout is very simple. That you are on the prosperity team, okay? That's number one. And number two, that you've made at least $5,000 in the system. And of course, you have to send screenshots of proof that you have. So if you're on our team right now and you would like to be on the Prosperity Hangout in the near future, I'm booked up for the rest of this month. I have some spots open for March and April. So if you want to get on a hangout, then all you need to do is send me a message on Facebook. Okay, you can find me on Facebook, Lisa Torres, or you can find my fan page and go over there and send me an inbox, a request to get on, or you can actually leave a message down below. But what I want you to do is I want you to send me screenshots of your back office. That's the only thing required to get on here. And that screenshot should show me that you have earned at least $5,000, because we want to showcase your story, put you on this platform so that you can share with us and our viewers exactly how you did it. Because we want to share that story. Why? Because stories is what creates more success stories. Okay, and we want this platform to create more success stories. So we've got people coming out every single week that are just creating success story after success story after success story, and it's amazing. So getting back to Carl Ashton, he recently had a $4,000 day, like I said, and he's going to share that information with you on how he did it and the breakthroughs that he had, because he actually had, he was struggling in other companies. I guess because it didn't have a pay plan like us, right? But then finally, when he started using this system, bam, breakthrough moments. Okay, so that's what he's going to share with you guys today. So get your pen and papers out, and be prepared to take some notes and implement what he's going to share with you. So with that being said, Carl, take it away.
How you doing? Thanks. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good stuff.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I just want to just thank everyone for spending this time with me tonight, because there's things that you could be doing right now. There's tons of things you could be doing, but you're here with us right here. And my intention tonight is really just to lay everything out for you as much as I can, give you everything I've got, so you can at least take. What if you could take one thing today and apply it to your life and your business, and it gets you some success, then I'm a very happy man. So I think the best thing for me to do, like what I'm going to break down for you, is like an 8-step formula, and I call it like bouncing back and breaking through. And like the 8th step, let me tell you right now, the 8th step, that I think, in my opinion, is the key that unlocks everything. But we kind of need to lay some foundations and go through the kind of bouncing back section, because that's what I went through to have my breakthrough. So that's why that's in there. And also, you might not be going through anything particularly difficult right now. Like for me, I went through a very tough time and then I had a breakthrough. So I think it's important for me to share like that part of the formula, because when I really looked at it and analyzed it, it was like a formula and I broke it down. But if you're not going through a tough time right now, you could do tomorrow. So it's good for you to have this information, or a team member of yours could do tomorrow, or a family member or something like that. So the first part is super, super important, even though, like I said, like the latter steps of the formula are really, what's going to help you break through financially. But let me just set the like scene a little bit, just so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. So back last year, my life was kind of pretty standard, really. I had my babies, okay? So my girl Alicia wasn't even a year old. My boy was, I guess, around 1. Yeah, I think he was just sort of 1.5-ish. Had my 9-to-5 job, my little family, earning, decent money. It was all good. And I actually worked in family business. I worked with my dad. He had this kind of small construction company. It was just me and him. I'd worked that particular job for around 4-ish years. and it was just me and him in the office, and it was all good. So everything was fine. I'd done some stuff online leading up to that, and I was very inconsistent. You know what? I discovered one of the big reasons for my inconsistency was really down to the training I received. I remember the first time I went through the 15K formula videos, and I literally, like, I was super excited and pleased because the information was the best I'd ever seen, but I was also kind of annoyed because I was like, damn, why didn't everybody else tell me this information? So, you know, I had some inconsistencies, but at this moment of my life, everything was going pretty cool. And I'd actually started to, you know, I was plugged into Empower Network. I was getting some leads, a couple of sales, and everything was, you know, everything was quite nice. But then, see, this is what happened to me. And this is where really the first part of this formula starts, because everything was going good. I go into work one day like normal. Like I said, it was just a very small office, just me and my dad. I go in. He wasn't there, which sometimes he wasn't, because it was a construction like company, and he would like visit construction sites, and I would just be in the office, you know, just not doing anything, trying to work on my Empower business when I shouldn't be and stuff like that. So it was all good. So everything was fine, and the hours ticked along, you know, and I tried to call him about some stuff I need to speak to him about, and he didn't answer because, and that wasn't unusual. It was all kind of pretty regular, really. But the hours ticked along and ticked along and ticked along. So I called my mum. I was like, "Where's Dad today? Where's he gone? Has he gone like to some construction site in the middle of nowhere? He's got no phone signal." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure. We had a fight last night, so I don't really know what's going on." So I was like, "Okay, you know, don't worry." And it got to like the afternoon, and no one had seen him, heard from him. You know, it was all getting a bit strange. So I hooked up with my mum, and we went to her house, and you know what? No one heard anything. I had to I had to call the police and do missing persons and all that sort of stuff. But to cut that right down, this is what happened. I had everything settled, going nice. I had job, income. I was working online because that was like my dream to, you know, really have that home business. Family was cool. Everything was cool. This is May 7th last year, okay? So just put that into like some kind of perspective, May 7th last year. So by about, I think it was around 10:30, 11 p.m. that evening, these police ladies came to my mum's house, and then they told us that they actually found my dad in his van, and he'd actually taken his own life, which was like, this is why this breakthrough formula is like it is, because it's bouncing back and breaking through, because these two things can be tied together, and there's a lot of good life skills that you can get from this story. So that was obviously pretty devastating. It was incredibly tough for, you know, for me, my family, and all that sort of thing. So in one day, because remember, I'm also a dad. You know, I had a dad and I'm also a dad. So in one day, I lost my father, sadly, through just like terrible circumstances, which is really difficult to kind of figure out. You know, hope no one on this call has ever been through that, because it's really difficult to figure out. You know, if someone gets sick and they pass away, it's kind of, you understand that. But when someone does it to themselves, it's really, really hard to make something positive out of it. It's really, really tough. So in that day, I'd lost my father, and also the company was his. In that same day, I'd lost my job and my income, and I'm still a dad, you know, and I had my brother and my mother to support, because they were just broken, you know. It's tough times. So somehow, I'll just pull it full circle for you now, then I'll really break into the nitty-gritty of this formula. Like, I went from that situation, just despair. I didn't know what I was doing, you know, who does in that kind of situation? And I went from there, like today, right now, I'm sitting in Spain, in Valencia with my family. Online business is all going good. Prosperity team, the support from them, Empower Network, everything is all good. So how can you get from something so tough to something so good. And like I said, I've analyzed this and I broke it down. And the first 4 steps, I tell you right now, this will help you bounce back. I don't know if it'll help you bounce back from anything, but for me, it bounced back from something super, super, super difficult. And not only help me bounce back, but like I said, also break through. So this is something you first want to write down. Like step 1, this is super important, okay? Step 1 is realizing and just having the faith that the strength you need to bounce back or break through, you know, even if you're not going through a tough time, but you'll find it difficult to make that breakthrough in your business, the strength you need is in you already. It's already there. Like people were saying to me, you know, going through stuff like I went through would make, you know, made me strong, and you know, and they were saying, oh, you know, wow done, Carl, you know, been so strong for your family and all that sort of thing. You know, where do you get it from? But it's nothing special or unique to me. It's just strength that everybody as human beings, we all have. But the thing is, we don't realize it because not everyone is tested, you know, that harshly. You know, because we're all luckily not tested that harsh, you don't actually realize that strength is in you. And it is. I remember going through a Tony Robbins course like years ago, because I've always loved personal development, and he did this kind of like an incantation, and it went something like, all I need is within me now. And you would just say that, you know, to help you to realize that whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you know, whatever you're trying to get, everything you need to get it is actually within you, like right now, today. And for me, this is definitely means the strength you need to pull through is in you right now. So step 1 is just realize and have that faith that the strength is in you. Nothing can break you. You know, you are strong enough to really, really go for it. So the next step, this really ties in, for me, this was all about Empower Network events, because the next step to really bouncing back is getting around the right surroundings. Now, this could be anything, and I recommend you do as much of this list as possible. Get around the positivity you need to bounce back. So it could be like people, you know, physically around the right people, reading the right books, sometimes like nature, listening to the right audios, even watching movies that are not like misery. Do you know what I mean? Like movies that are positive, like things like that Will Smith movie where he's a stockbroker, Pursuit of Happiness, like that sort of thing, yeah, where it's ending good and it's teaching you stuff. Anything that's positive, and just completely engulf yourself around just the positivity that you really need to set you up, give you that platform to really push off of. For me, I went to the Denver event, which was July 2013. So that was only a couple of months after that my dad had passed away and that sort of thing. But no one knew me there, and that was all cool. And I didn't share anything because, you know, I thought that would be weird, meeting new people and saying that, and I didn't want to think I was weird. But this is a key, because getting around the right people in that kind of environment also means that you can leverage off of them, like their success, their enthusiasm, their motivation, all that sort of stuff. This is how you can actually leverage off of others' success and kind of like bleed it into your own life and apply it into your own life and your own business. So that's what I did. So step 1 is just having the faith that you do actually have that strength, you know, to pull through. Step 2 is your surroundings, and this is the thing about surroundings, like you totally control that. You control your surroundings 100%. And the fact is, if you know that you're not around the right surroundings, then you just got to really just kind of man up a bit and do something about that, and make sure that you get around the right team of people, get to an event, listen to the right audios, read the right books, all that sort of stuff. That environment really is created in your mind, not so much in your external world. That's what I believe anyway. But that was a huge thing for me, getting to that event in Denver. I made definitely the best friends that I've got in this industry. They were made in Denver, and we're still friends now. We've got our own separate mastermind group now and all that sort of stuff. So it's all really, really cool. But what I'd say I took from that event, that event was the kind of platform and the catapult for me to actually make $4,000 in a day. Because from that event, you leave with not just like the excitement and motivation, but most importantly, the belief that it's going to happen. You don't even know how. You know, if you knew, you don't know how. Your marketing skills may not be that sharp. All you know is, you know, I'm going to achieve like X amount, or I'm going to do whatever it may be. I just know I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So what that gives you is like step 3 is you need to definitely have a clear goal, have a clear focus, and just stay focused on it. Write it down, tell people, you know, make yourself accountable, and just stay focused on that goal. Because you can be running as fast as you can, but if you haven't got a direction, if you haven't got a place you're running to, you're never going to get anywhere, you know. And you could be really running fast, but if you have no place you're going to, then eventually you'll just run out of steam and you'll end up in the middle of nowhere, you know. So having that focus, having that definite target is super important.
Carl, let me ask you a question. I want to interrupt you
sure.
for a second.
Yeah.
When we say focused, right, to stay focused and to make you know, be accountable to yourself, you know, if nothing else, at least yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, because the reason why I want to talk a little bit more about that really is because some people really don't understand what like the real definition of staying focused. Because I'm a big advocate of focus and staying accountable to myself. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you'll always see me doing challenges with myself or competitions with myself. Meaning, like, for example, today, like yesterday, I generated 75 leads. And I was out all day today. When I came home, I had only generated 17 leads. And so my challenge, you know, I posted that on Facebook, the you know, what I generated yesterday and what I generated today. And I said, when I posted that screenshot, I said, my only competitor is me. And so now I have to sit here and focus, because yesterday I got 75 leads. Right now it's like 4 o'clock and I only have 17 leads. What can I do right now to beat my yesterday's goal? To beat yesterday's goal. What can I do? What can I do is the question. What can I do right now to beat yesterday's goal? And see, what I see a lot of people doing, and this drives me crazy, is they're looking and they're examining and they're analyzing everything else that everybody else is doing, instead of focusing on what they need to be doing and making themselves accountable, being accountable to themselves, right? And they spend so much time doing that, you know, focusing on what everybody else is doing, that they're not in competition with themselves. And I think that if focus and accountability for me means being in competition with yourself, competing with yourself. Whatever you didn't do yesterday, you better make sure that you do it today. So if yesterday your goal was to get 10 leads, right, and you did it, great. But now today, what can you do to beat yesterday's goal? What can you do today to beat yesterday's goal? So let's say, for example, if yesterday was to generate 10 leads and you did it, great. Now it's today. It's a new day. What can you do right now to focus and keep yourself accountable? What can you do right now, today, right, to beat your yesterday's score of 10 leads? What can you do? And so now once you beat that record of 10 leads, or whatever your number is, and today, it's now today, and now you hit, let's say, 15 leads, well, guess what? You just beat yourself. You beat yourself. And that's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on whatever I did yesterday, what can I do today to make it better? What can I do today to beat what I did yesterday? What can I do today to, to kind of do better, to get a better result than I did yesterday? And if you figure that out, if you figure out what you can focus on and what you can hold yourself accountable for, then you'll be competing against what you were doing, that you were slacking on the day before. So my question to you, Carl, is what exactly do you do to stay focused and hold yourself accountable?
You know what? For me, like staying focused, like I need to do like physical things. So I have this is actually something really cool that I think everybody should do. I have you know, like my goals written down, or like we have in the prosperity team, the major definite purpose, you know, stuff like that. And I have these sheets printed out, and I read them every morning and every evening, and that actually helps me stay focused, because I don't know, reading it aloud, it just makes it real that day. You know, gets your mind thinking on, you know, on the right track. We're like, yeah, lack of focus is like rife in our industry. And what I will say for the people who struggle to focus, if they're not in Empower Network, I can understand, because if you don't really know what to do and you're kind of lost, then it's difficult to focus, and I get that. But if you're in Empower Network and a prosperity team, then you know what to do, because it's like literally laid out in black and white. Just do this, you know. So there isn't really an excuse there. But I think for me and the people I work with, it's reminding yourself on a daily basis and doing something physical, like reading, like your major definite purpose. Or another cool exercise I like to do as well is same thing. Is to be read in the morning and the evening, is to write out like whatever your goal is to achieve per month. Let's say it's like 15K a month or something like that, or 10K a month, is to write out yourself at 10K a month, like a 10K per month version of Lisa, or a 10K per month version of Carl. And you write down, you know, what would the 10K version of me do per day? What would that person do maybe in terms of like health and well-being? What would they, how would they talk? How would they walk? You know, all this sort of stuff. And you'll start to realize flaws in yourself if you're not at that level, you know, because it's like, well, the $10,000 per month version of me would read daily. The $10,000 per month version of me would listen to audios daily and blog daily, and not you know, watch a movie or play some video games or something like that, if my daily schedule of work that I want to get through is incomplete, you know. So that's a really cool exercise, and I like to do that, and that's something you can just type out and read every day, and that kind of holds you accountable as well, because you said it out loud what you should be doing. You know, so it's kind of hard to go back on that. So that's stuff I like to do to stay focused. But definitely getting the right game plan, you know, and actually knowing the physical actions to take every day is an important step on that, I believe. If you feel that's a good answer. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I was just looking at the homework assignment that I'm going to give everybody tonight. That's why I didn't answer you fast enough, but because I wanted to make sure it was a good one, because what I like to do every week is basically give people a direction. I like to give people an action plan that they can actually run with for the week. And if you watched last week's video, you'll already last week's hangout, you'll already know you know, what that assignment was. So I hope you guys completed it. I actually don't remember what it was off the top of my head, so you'll have to look in the back office and look for last week's hangout to see exactly what it was. And if you haven't watched that hangout, then you need to go and see it. But first of all, you know, before we even move forward, before we even continue on, we've got about another maybe half an hour left. We're just going to keep talking here and try to share some more value with you guys, because that's what you came here for, and we want to make sure that we provide that to you. But before we even move forward with that, I want to put out an income disclaimer, which I didn't do at the beginning of this hangout. And the income disclaimer is this: just because, okay, Carl had a $4,000 day does not mean that you are going to have a $4,000 day either. Or I shouldn't say either. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a $4,000 day, period. What it means, okay, is that it is possible. It is possible, and it's possible here. Now, I don't know any other business right now that actually teaches you, or any system, I should say, that actually teaches you how to create $4,000 days, or even $5,000 days, or even $6,000 days, $10,000 days. There's people on our team that have had $10,000 and $20,000 days right in our system, and I don't know anywhere else, any other system that allows you, that gives you the opportunity to even make that possible. All right, so my income disclaimer is very simple. Just because we are making money does not mean that you will. And the reason why I say that is because what I want to throw also out there is that, and I want to hammer this in everybody's head, and I know we had a call on Monday night where David Wood was kind of discussing this as well, and he was talking about the fact that, people come here with the mentality of, I'm going to get rich quick. I'm going to get this compensation plan is awesome. I can make $5,000 per person. I'm going to be rich. And then they think that just because they sign up, just because they buy the products and position themselves to even make those kind of commissions, right? Just because that happens doesn't mean that you're going to make money. So how do you make money? Well, you got to take action. You have to figure out what your plan of action is, and we have a simple plan of action to follow. And that plan of action is the 8 core commitments. And really, when you go down our 8 core commitments, which really is not really 8 cores or 8 core steps on a daily basis, it's 8 core steps initially. But one of them is already set up, which is basically setting up your affiliate account. And once that's done, that's step number 1. Once that's done, that's already done. It's done forever. You don't ever have to touch it again once you do that, right? So that leaves 7. That leaves 7 now. The 7th one is actually to attend events. Attend our events, because events is where a lot of people have breakthroughs, right? So number 7 is to attend events, and our events, they're every 3 months. So again, that's not a daily step either. So now we have 6 steps that you need to be following. So what exactly are those steps? Another step is to read daily. He just talked about one of the things, your step number 2 is basically to get around the right surroundings. And you mentioned getting around the right people, reading the right books, watching the right movies, right? So one of our daily core commitments is to read daily. Right now, I'm reading, and I have my personal team members reading How Successful People Lead. Write that down, How Successful People Lead. And the reason why I have my personal team reading that book is because I want them to understand the levels of leadership. There's levels of leadership. And when you read that book, you'll start getting aha moments when it comes to where you are right now and where you see yourself. Okay? So another commitment is to blog daily. You have to blog daily. And what I see a lot of people doing, right, or not doing, I should say, what I see a lot of people not doing is blogging daily. And I'll throw out an email that I got today, as a matter of fact, where one person sent me an email saying that they followed they did everything that was taught to them inside the system, right? They did everything. They followed all the instructions. They've been doing this for 4 months, and they're still not making money. They didn't make a dime yet. So why is that? I said, and then they said, we're thinking about getting the inner circle. Now, one of the other 8 core commitments, one of the 8 core commitments is also to listen to our audios inside of our inner circle. Okay? So why do you want to do that? Because those audios are going to help you also create breakthroughs, right? Because they're audios from people that have had success. So they're teaching you what they did, and they're inspiring you and empowering you and sharing with you some information that you can actually get aha moments and actually go out there and implement them yourself. That's why you need to listen to daily audios. And we have the daily audios inside our Inner Circle products here inside the Empower Network, right? So That's one, again, that's one of the 8 core commitments. So when I spoke to this person, I said, well, what do you mean you've been doing everything? What do you mean when you say I'm thinking about getting the inner circle? Do you mean to tell me that you don't have the inner circle and you don't own the rest of the products, but you're in the same sentence you're saying that you're doing everything they're telling you to do? Well, honey, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's a lie, okay? Because you're not following and you're not doing everything that you were told to do. Everything that you were told to do, one of the next core commitment was to get all the products. Why do you need to get all the products? Because we have the up-to-date, right? We have the what's happening now products inside of our system. The what's happening now inside of the internet marketing world. The what's happening now inside of the internet marketing world that you can actually learn and use those skill sets and build. Once you learn them, you can actually get the education. We're the university of internet online marketing of what's happening now. And so you could take those strategies and implement them into any business that you're trying to build. So whether you come into Empower Network to use our system as your main source of income and as your business opportunity, great. But you don't have to. You can come inside our university to learn the skill sets that you need to be successful online and use those skill sets for any business. Okay, so you have 2 options here. You either want to click the link below, right, and get on our team, get on the prosperity team, use our system that we're using, which is the Empower Network, and get the information that you need inside. Sign up for the university, right? Don't sign up to make money. People want to sign up just to make the money. Don't sign up to make the money. Sign up for university. People are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on college and all these tuitions and getting tuitions and going in debt and graduating from school just to have a big debt when you could, and that's great. Some people need to go to college to learn certain things, and I'm not putting college down at all. I think it's awesome that you want to go to college if you're trying to become a lawyer or a doctor or get a bachelor's in something because you want to apply it to your own business. Great. But if you're trying to learn internet marketing, which they do not teach you in college, then this is where you need to be. Okay, this is where you need to be. And why do you want to learn internet marketing, right? Why are you even here? Well, there's a few things why you want to learn internet marketing. First of all, you want to learn how to automate your business, right? You want to learn how to create a freedom lifestyle. And when I say freedom lifestyle, and I'm going to get back to what David Wood was talking about on Monday, where he was saying, really quickly, he was just saying that a lot of people have the mindset of, I'm going to get in this thing and I'm going to make some money real quick, and they have the job, the make money mentality, right? And then they try it and then nothing happens. And just like this woman that sent me an email saying that she was doing everything and listening and following, and when I found out and started asking her questions, well, do you have all the products? Are you implementing? No. Well, then that's why you're not having success. That's why you're not having success, right? Now, getting back to what David Wood was talking about. David Wood was talking about, that people, again, they come in here thinking that they don't have to do anything, right? Because that's what people actually think, that you just sign up for a system and it's going to create money for you instantly. Boof, like that. I signed up, boof. I signed up. Okay, you signed up, but what exactly are you doing? What are you doing every day? If you've been in the system for some time now and you still haven't made a dime, look at the activities that you're doing every day. What are you doing? What are you doing? Be honest with yourself. Are you or are you not following the 8 core steps that we have lined out for you, right? So he went on and talked about that people have this mentality of they don't have to do anything, when the truth is, guys, that in order to make money here or in anything, it requires work. That's it. It requires work. So don't think for 1 second whether you are on the prosperity team inside of Empower Network if you're on another team inside of Empower Network, or if you are just looking at Empower Network, don't think for 1 second that you're going to come in here with the mindset of, I'm going to get rich quick. Can you get rich fast? Yes. Why? Because of our compensation plan and because of the skill sets that we embed in you if you implement them, right? Is it possible? Yes. Let me share my story for those that just popped on with us, and maybe this is your first time here hanging out with us. I'll share my story really quickly, just so I can give you an idea of what's possible. We already shared Carl's story, so you know that it's possible to have a $4,000 day, right? But let me share with you my story. When I first got started with Empower Network, I was in another MLM company, which I'm still in, and I love that company. I love the products, and I use the products, right? And I still make money from that company, and I still build that company through blogging only, because I made Empower Network my home. I made Empower Network my main source of income because I made that decision because I wanted more money. Let's face it, we want more money, right? But I didn't come in here with the mindset of, I'm going to get rich quick. I came here with the mindset of, let me work. Let me work, plant my seeds so that they can start growing. Plant my seeds and water them so they can start growing. Right? So when I came when I started using the system, before I actually clicked that button that you're looking at right below this video, I was actually 3 months backed up in rent. I was living in a tight 2-bedroom apartment in New York City in the Bronx with my family. And I had $150 in cash to my name sitting in my purse. And I was just staring at the money, saying to myself, do I want to put this money towards my rent and give it to my landlord, or do I want to invest it in this system and work to double and triple it and quadruple it? Those were my two options. And so, and then on top of that, I only had $27 in my checking account. So that night, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. I was actually watching the system, the Empower Network system, before I got involved. I was watching the system for a while, and you've probably watched it for a while. You've been watching it for a while. If you're not on our team right now, I was watching the system closely for a while. And here I was on my sponsor's mailing list, and I kept seeing his emails coming through about how much money he was making and how much money his team was making and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted, because I was at a point in my life where I needed to make money. I needed it. It wasn't an option. It had to happen. It was the decision that I made, that it had to happen, because I was 3 months backed up in rent, and I need to figure out what can I do, right? Because I'm only making 25% commissions over here. And again, I love that business, but I was only making 25%. But here I can make 100%. Well, that's a no-brainer, right? So I made a decision that night to sit down and actually watch the video, the sales video again, right? And I sat there for an entire, I don't know, I think it was like 40, 45 minutes watching that video. And my husband sat down next to me and he said, did they just say 100% commissions? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, why are you not doing that? And I said, well, you know what? I don't know. And I really just did not have an answer. And so he sat down next to me and he said, rewind it to the beginning. I want to watch it with you. So we sat there for 45 minutes watching that video, right? And and he said, why are you not doing this? Why are you not learning the skill sets that you need to build that thing over there? Why are you not making the 100% commissions that you deserve for all the hard work that you're putting in over there? Why are you not doing that? Because I was putting in a lot of work, but my commissions every week was not matching up to the amount of work that I was putting into that company that was paying me 25% commissions. Okay, so I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep doing that, or do I want to do this and focus? We talked about focus, right? So that night, I got on the phone with my sponsor, who's a very good friend of mine. We were friends before Empower Network for about 4 years. He's actually from New York too, so he was actually a personal friend of mine. And we got on the phone, and he talked to me about why I needed the system, and light bulb moments was going off and stuff like that, which we'll teach you inside once you click that link below and get involved with us. You'll have some serious light bulb moments inside our system if you're not having them right now as I'm speaking to you. But that night, remember, I had $150 in cash, so I couldn't do anything at that moment because I needed that money to be in my bank account. So that morning, I walked my butt over to the bank, made a deposit, walked my butt right back to my apartment, opened my computer, pulled up his email, clicked on the link, right? And you probably have an email sitting in your email account right now that's waiting for you to click on it. That's waiting for you to click on the link inside the email. Because when I clicked that link inside the email, and it took me to that video again, and then this big buy now button was just staring at me in the face, and here I had my debit card in my hand with my finger on the buy now button, I didn't hesitate to click it. Because I already made a decision in my head that I was no longer going to focus all of my energy here where I was putting all in my energy but only getting paid 25% commissions, when I can put in the same amount of energy and make 100% commissions, right? While I work that thing in the background, which I'm basically doing now. Again, I focus like maybe 2 hours a week on that other business. And it's basically through using the Empower Network blogging platform. That's it. Okay? Now, the moment I started marketing that system, it actually took me a couple of days to go through the 8 core steps. I was in the system for about a week before I actually went out there and started marketing it, because I needed to figure things out. I needed to get my system set up, my autoresponder set up. There was a few things that I needed to do before I felt comfortable going out there and marketing it, promoting it, and sharing it with other people. Basically like we're sharing with you right now, right? So this is what happened that a week after I signed up. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do videos, I'm going to do blog, I'm going to do social media. Those were my 3 strategies. YouTube, blogging, social media, mainly Facebook. That was pretty much the only social media. YouTube and Facebook was the only social media that I was doing. At that time, I did not have a list. 0. I didn't even have an AWeber account. Okay? So the only list that I had was my friends list on Facebook. That was it. So what did I do? I started going out there and sharing other people's success story, which I believe was, what was that, number 2, I think it was, of yours, Carl? That you were sharing other people's success stories, am I right?
Yeah. Well, I just leverage off of other people's success, really,
Correct. Yeah. So I started leveraging other people's success stories because I didn't have one of my own. I was 3 months backed up in rent. Who's going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to me? So I started going out there and sharing other people's stories, right? And I made my first $25 sale, right? 3 days later, I made $175. A month later, 30 days later, I made $10,000. 90 days later, I was at $25,000. Here it is over a year, and I'm already at, I don't know, 100 and almost pushing like $110,000 in just a little over a year, right? Why? How? How did that happen? When I didn't have a list and all I had was Facebook friends. You want to know how? 2 words. Sharing stories. That's it. Sharing stories. Sharing stories. Think about all the conversations that you have right now, right? Where you're like, oh, saying the gossip. Oh, so and so had so and blah blah blah, and girl, did you see that? Da, 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 and did you see that movie? Oh my God, can you believe? Did you catch that new episode? And blah 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 blah. And girl, did you this and this and stories all day long. And all I did was kept sharing stories. That was it. In fact, one of my stories was actually after 10. Oh, there's more. There's more. 10 months.
Hey Lisa,
into,
sorry,
yes.
Lisa. Just had some messages come through as well that said they're not seeing you on the Hangout.
Okay, I'm here now. Sorry,
or they're just seeing
face.
the small.
Here I go.
Okay, cool.
I'm back, guys. Sorry,
That's
I didn't click my button. We were actually on Carl's face the whole time while I was talking, but here I am now. Hi.
And I'll have a couple more things to share once you're done as well, just to tie a bow around what I was saying when you're done.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
And so like I was saying, wait, there's more, right? So what happened was just 10 months into promoting our system that we're using here with the Prosperity Team, just 10 months in, right? I was able to obviously get out of the hole that I was in when I started, right? Obviously. But I was also able to save money and move my family from that 2-bedroom apartment in the Bronx to this big 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house here in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? So now the question is it possible? Yeah. Yes. It is absolutely possible when you work. When you work. So the question is, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I want you to, when we finish this hangout, I want you to go to your bathroom and I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Am I or am I not following the 8 core commitments on a daily basis? The commitments, the 8 core steps that we have here for you to create, to have, again, income disclaimer, just because I made over $100,000 in Empower Network does not mean that you will, but it's possible. Okay, so I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, can I do this? Yes. Am I worth it? Yes. You look at yourself in the eye and you say yes. And then you ask yourself, how? But it's simple. You follow the 8 core daily commitments, not weekly commitments, daily. So when we tell you blog daily, you need to be blogging daily. When we tell you to read daily, you need to be reading daily, even if it's just for 15 minutes. When we tell you to listen to the Inner Circle audios, that's what you need to be doing. When we tell you to get all in, meaning buying all the products that are inside of Empower Network, then you need to find the money if you don't have it, or work your way up to getting it and making it happen. That's the kind of mindset that you have to have. And then you have to implement what you're learning. You have to figure out what your strategy is going to be. Again, mine in the beginning, because I didn't have a marketing budget, so I had to do only free stuff. And still most of my stuff is free stuff. I may post a solo ad here and there, but most of my stuff is free stuff, and I did it with no list. And so can you. So can you. There's, I don't know, 1 billion people on Facebook. That's where I had my breakthrough, on Facebook. Just connecting with people on Facebook, shooting a video, putting it on my blog, sharing it on Facebook. Finding success stories, talking about it, sharing it on Facebook. Building the list, constantly building the list, focusing on building the list. Connecting with my subscribers on my email list. Connecting with them, sending their emails. When I shoot the video, I put it on my blog, I put it on social media, send it to my list. And it becomes a repeat cycle. Shoot a video, put it on the blog, put it on social media, send it to my list. Again, shoot a video, put it on my blog, put it on social media, send it to my list. Again. How hard is it, guys? It's not hard. You just have to pick what you want to do. And listen, if you don't have time, then you need to do one thing. Either you're going to make this work with your time, right? Or if you don't have time, then you need to start investing some more money. Because the bottom line is this, and we have four things that you need to have a successful business. Any business. It could be the business that you're in right now if you're not in Empower Network, if you're not using the system. It could be any business. There's four things that you must have, period, end of story. Number one, a capture page and a blog. Number two, a sales page with a video on it, a high converting video. Number three, a buy button, a buy now button. And number four, an order form. You already have that already waiting for you, set up by clicking on the link below and getting started for $25. That's all you need to get started is $25 a month. Plus, if you're going to be an affiliate, you'll need $19.95 a month to become an affiliate. And now you already, once you do that, you instantly have your capture pages, your blog already set up for you, waiting for you to blog on it, your sales page with your high converting video, your buy now button, and what? Your order form. It's waiting for you. Now the question is, do you want it or do you not? Very simple. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to bring it back over to Carl, and we're going to close this bad boy out in about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'll try and be quick and just like tie a bow around just the last few steps I had written down, because I got to 3, and what's cool actually, Lisa, is you kind of covered a few of the steps anyway, so I'll be real fast. Like for me, step 4 was taking action. Once you've got all that other stuff that I said before, because above all else, even if it's just running on blind faith, like action builds esteem. You're doing stuff, so that's really going to help you move forward. And to be honest, that's where I had some of my really what I was doing was just going for it. And that's when I had my breakthrough, when it was all of a sudden it was like, damn, I've just made $4,000 in a day, just from doing. One thing, like to get, we talked about focus as well. So like for me, step 5 to get engaged and stay engaged in your business, like really plug into your team, really plug into it. We're so privileged with Prosperity Team. We've got like daily webinars. With Mike Hobbs, we've got these extra webinars on the evenings, and it's when people are not plugged into the daily coaching that they start to fall off. They don't know what's happening, they don't know about the new stuff, they don't know what to do, they haven't got a task ready, prepared for them, so plugging into your team, plugging into Empower Network, whoever, even if you're not in Empower Network right now or whatever, I don't really care what you're doing, just get plugged into your business, and that will get you engaged and keep you engaged and focused. Step 6, just study and implement. At the end of the day, like Lisa was saying, then she made her breakthrough with Facebook. So that comes from study and implement, because you've got to master your craft. This is internet marketing is one of the most lucrative skills you could learn right now today. It pays, fact. So you do need to study and implement, and not just study, and not just implement. You got to do the both. Lisa already mentioned, like, for what my step 7 was, is just work your ass off. Just work your ass off. And I heard this the other day. No matter how hard you feel it is right now, no matter how tough you think it is right now, no matter what you got to go through, it's worth it. Whatever you want to achieve, it's worth it. Doesn't matter what you need to go through. All the stuff I've been through the last, like, coming up to a year, it's worth it. Okay, the ups and downs, all that stuff, it's worth it. Just get through it. Just get it done, and it'll be worth it. And for me, step 8, this is for like long-term success and long-term breakthroughs, and the key that unlocks everything is mastery. You pick like one thing and master it. And Lisa, I bet you see as many people as I do who say, like, I'm gonna do YouTube. Oh no, that didn't work in a week. I'm gonna do Facebook. No, I'm just gonna do blog. I just focused on my blog. No, I'm gonna do solo ads. And it's like, come on, man, just pick one thing and master it, because mastery will set you free. Mastery will set you free. And this is something that I know everybody knows. Everybody knows this, but they don't do it. You know, make 2014 the year of the mastery for you. You know, pick a marketing strategy, pick one thing, and do it until you are a master. It's reliable. Your leads, your money, everything that you want just comes in at the click of a finger, because you know what you're doing inside out, back to front, upside down. It's all good. So yeah, that's really like everything for me today. That's how I got a breakthrough. That's how I continue to run my life and my business, from something so difficult to now something, you know, don't get me wrong, it's still hard. The stuff I've been through is still like difficult to process, but you go from something so low to something so high. Look, life's still good. It's still all good, you know. But I think if you follow those 8 steps I laid out today, and some real like passion that I think you maybe got from Lisa, then you ain't gonna go far wrong.
Absolutely. And just really quickly, because I know there was some people asking if you could just repeat the 8 steps really quickly, 1
Sure.
through 8 really quickly.
Yeah. So step one is faith and strength. Remember, all you need is within you now. Everything you need is within you now. Number 2 is surroundings, and that includes everything: books, audios, people, events, even the right movies. Control your surroundings and make sure it's positive and it's going to support your goals and not distract or bring any negativity into you. Number 3, have a goal and focus on it every day. Focus on your goal every day. Know where your hard work is pushing towards, and it's not just aimless. Number 4, take action. You know, action builds esteem. Action gets stuff done. Action is really what's going to give you a breakthrough. Number 5 is to get and stay engaged in your business, is just to get plugged in. Get plugged in. Get on daily coaching calls, empower hour calls, all that stuff. Get plugged in. You've got to be. Yeah, you've got to be. Number 6 is study and implement. You know, master your craft. It's unavoidable. You know, you have to do that and respect it and love it. You know, study and implement. Step 7, work your ass off. Just work. You know, just work and work and work for however long it takes for you to get what you want. Number 8 is mastery. You know, pick one thing and become the master. You know, become the YouTube guy, like John Pemberley. Like I get so much inspiration from John Pemberley because he's English like me, because he's about 10 years younger, and because he's just known for for getting YouTube videos ranked, and I have huge respect for that. You know, huge respect. He's mastered it, and mastery will set you free. So yeah, that's 1 to 8.
Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that. I actually want to share. Again, we meet here every Wednesday. I host this hangout every single Wednesday, and I have a new guest with us every single Wednesday. So be sure to tune in right here, same spot every single Wednesday. And get back to the person that actually got with you here. Click the link below to actually sign up with them right now. So here's the 7-day challenge between tonight and tomorrow when we meet again. I'm sorry, tomorrow. Wednesday when we meet again at 8 o'clock. This is the 7-day challenge. Number 1, so get your pens out again and pads. Number 1, I want you to send, first of all, I want you to shoot 1 video a day, right? 1 video a day. I want you to take that video and I want you to put it on your blog. Okay, so that's number 2. Take the video and put it on your blog. And then I want you to share it on social media and send it to your list. Okay, share it on social media, put it on your Facebook wall, Google Plus it, Pinterest, whatever you got to do. Share it on social media and then send it to your list. So that's syndication, right? So you're shooting a video, putting it on your blog, and then syndicating it on social media and to your list. Very three simple steps. 3 simple steps. That's all I want you to do every single day and whatever else you're going to be doing. But the reason why I tell you to do that is because those are 3 things that anybody could do. Anybody could do that. And if you don't have the blog yet, you could just click the link below. For $25, you can get started using the blog. And if you want to become an affiliate, it's an extra $19.95 a month to become an affiliate, and you can get started with your blog. It's the viral blogging system. So that's your homework assignment. Thank you so much, Carl, for being, here. What time is it there?
Don't even ask what time it is. It's like it's gone 3 a.m. now. 3 a.m.
Wow. It's
I don't know
3
whether to
a.m.
I don't know whether to just stay up until tomorrow, like in the morning, or go to bed, or what.
Go to bed. No coffee though.
No coffee. No coffee.
All right, guys. So again, if you want to be on a guest on our Hangout, what you need to do is get me on Facebook, right? And let me know that you have earned over $5,000 with Empower Network. We want you to be on our team. You have to be on our team, and you had to have made at least $5,000 to hang out with me on these Hangouts every week. And you can actually use these Hangouts in your autoresponder. You can use the capture pages that we have for it and start sending them out to your followers and start getting leads and sales from these Hangouts that we do every Wednesday night. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I'll see you guys next week. We'll have a new guest again next week. We're excited about that one. And have a good night, everybody. We are out. Peace out.
All right.